Hello and welcome to Plant-Based Logic. My name is Alistair and this video is about, I'm so sorry, a weird one. Do you ever sit there and have really weird thoughts? Like you think really weird things? Like sometimes I think, imagine if flies were the size of dogs and how freaking terrifying that would be. Ugh. Or is my life a Truman Show and everybody's watching? And that movie really freaked me out because I have this like deep-seated idea that everybody's watching me. And now I'm filming myself and putting myself up on YouTube. So technically my life is now becoming a Truman Show. So a while ago I had one of these weird thoughts. I was at work, I was bored, okay? And I was just letting my mind wander. And then I started to think about some of the fringes of veganism. So imagine a Venn diagram. On this side you have things that are definitely not vegan. On this side you have things that are vegan. And there's this overlap in the middle here, which is kind of both. It could be vegan or it might not be vegan. So I thought, hey, why not do a whole video series on the gray areas of veganism? So of course I'm gonna start the series with a video about cannibalism. Duh. Can eating humans really be vegan? Okay, let me explain with the true story. Now, before I go on, this is just a bit of a content warning. I'm going to be talking about a real life cannibalism story. If you don't want to hear about that story, you can skip forward to this timestamp here. So a few years back, I remember reading a story about a 42-year-old German computer engineer who went to jail for killing, frying, and eating another human being. The weird part about this story is, although the cannibal did go to jail, it was at the time really unclear what to charge him with, because in Germany, cannibalism wasn't illegal. And to throw another curveball, there was consent. In bizarre circumstances, the self-confessed cannibal admitted to advertising online that he was looking for a young, well-built man who wanted to be eaten. And his ad was answered by Mr. Bernd Branders. I am butchering that name. I am so sorry to the ghost of Mr. Bernd Branders. I am sorry I'm butchering your name. In court in 2001, the cannibal said, "I always had the fantasy, and in the end, I fulfilled it." Mr. Branders swallowed 20 sleeping tablets and drank half a bottle of schnapps before the cannibal cut off the victim's penis. With consent, I might add. He consented to this, and the penis was cooked, and they both ate it together. Okay, I'm not going to go into any more of the gory details. If you want to read the full article, the news story's in the show notes below. The funny thing about this story is that the accused had a unique defense. The victim actually agreed to being killed and eaten. Okay, now what has this got to do with veganism? Well, let me explain. Let's look at the definition of veganism from the Vegan Society. Veganism is a way of living which seeks to exclude, as far as is possible and practical, all forms of exploitation of and cruelty to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose. Seems pretty clear cut to me. Exploitation is the key word. Animals can't give consent if they want to be eaten or used in any way, which means we're exploiting them by doing so. But humans can give consent. That's why blowjobs are vegan. The man who was actually killed and eaten gave explicit consent. If there is no exploitation, does that mean cannibalism could be vegan? All right, stop the video real quick. Okay, I think this goes without saying, but I better say it anyway. I am in no way condoning the practice of cannibalism, okay? Vegan or not. I'm not saying go out and eat people's livers with fava beans and a nice Chianti. It's just a fun thought exercise to see the gray areas of veganism. Anyway, back to the video. The first question I have, if this is actually vegan, is mental illness. Listen, I'm not here to kink shame, but if your idea of a sexual kink is to be killed and eaten, that's pretty weird. I would argue that the victim potentially had some mental health issues. So if that was the case, then there would definitely be some exploitation. You can definitely take advantage with somebody with a condition like that. In fact, the prosecutors in the case argued that the victim was suffering from a psychiatric disorder and was in a self-destructive spiral. So if that is the case, we can comfortably and confidently say that eating somebody with a mental illness is definitely not vegan. I can't believe I'm making this video. This is the stupidest thing ever. But on the other hand, regardless of what your moral issues are with suicide, if someone had the desire to want to be eaten because they didn't want their body to go to waste, put into the ground or burnt to ash, who are we to argue with their wishes? There is no exploitation, there is consent. This falls into that weird grey space of what is vegan and what is not. And I honestly think, as long as there is consent and there is no mental health issues, I don't see why eating a person couldn't be vegan. What do you think? I want to know. It's a silly thought, I know. It's one of those things that's fun to ruminate on. Can you think of any other grey areas of veganism that you'd like me to do a video on? If you made it to the end of this video and you're not completely disgusted, thank you. My name's Alistair, this is Plant-Based Logic, and until next time, bye for now.